Hey y'all, sorry I couldn't be with you today. I am in a principals meeting, but I wanted to make sure that our learning continued because tomorrow we are going to be taking our module end of module assessment. So today what we are going to do is we are going to do a practice. What you will see today is a question from each question on this practice looks almost identical to that on your test. I have changed the names, I've changed the words, and I've changed the numbers, but you're going to be able to practice the same skills that will be on your test tomorrow. You will be able to use this as an example to help you tomorrow. This will be on your this will be on your desk as you take your test. So it is important that your paper looks just like mine as we go through this practice today. Let's start with number 1. Spencer is deciding which gym membership to buy. Planet Fitness charges a monthly fee of $10 plus 50 cents each time you work out. He makes a note that the equation is M equals 0.5 for 50 cents, C plus 10, where M is the monthly charge, the total monthly charge in dollars, and C is the number of times he works out. Planet Fitness also has a plan with no monthly fee, but charges $1 every time you work out. He makes a note that this equation is M equals 1C, where M is the monthly charge in dollars and C is the number of times he works out. Make a table for both companies. This should actually say both plans, showing the total monthly fees. M for going to the gym 0 to 20 times. Use multiples of 2. Now you might be laughing because you know that Mr. Fort, also known as Spencer, went to the gym 0 times last month. So we know that our number of trips to Planet Fitness needs to go from 0 to 20 by multiples of 2. We can start by filling in this column. We start with a 0. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Now we know that these numbers will be able to be plugged in to our equation for C to determine what the cost would be for Plan 1 if we go to Planet Fitness this number of times. So when you put 0 in for C and multiply 0.5 times 0, you get 0 and you add 10. So the total cost of going to Planet Fitness 0 times using this plan would be $10. If we put 2 in for C and we do 0.5 times 2, that gives us 1. We add that to 10. 1 plus 10 equals $11. If we put 4 in for C, we do 0.5 times 4, and you can do this on your calculator. You get 2 plus 10, that equals 12. If we continue with this same method all the way down, you notice that for every 2 times you go to Planet Fitness, it adds $1 to your plan. I'm going to complete my chart now, and you should do the same. For Plan 2, our equation is M equals 1C. So our total cost will be based on $1 times our number of visits. There is no monthly fee for Plan 2. So if we replace C with 0, we multiply 1 times 0, we get $0. 2 times 1, you know that one, is $2. 4 times 1, $4. And if we continue this same process all the way down, you will notice that for every 2 visits, your price goes up $2. I'm sure you're starting to wonder which of these 2 plans is best. We're going to talk about that on the next page. Let's look at Part B. Part B says, construct a graph for the 2 equations on the same graph. Use the number of trips to Planet Fitness, C, as the independent variable and the total monthly charge in dollars, M, as the dependent variable. If you remember, I told you that trick to remind yourself which is the independent and dependent variables. Our independent variable always goes along the x-axis right here. And it tells us in this word problem that the number of trips to Planet Fitness should be the independent. So I'm going to label the bottom number of trips to PF for Planet Fitness. And our dependent variable, it says, is our total monthly charge. Let's go ahead and label our y-axis. Total charge in dollars. Now it says to construct a graph for the 2 equations. If you remember, our table is set up as coordinates. When we look at the number of trips, it goes up by 2. So let's go ahead and label our graph by 2's. We always start at 0 in the bottom left corner. And I'm going to go up by 2's on each line. You can do the same. For consistency, let's label the y-axis by 2's as well, because we notice that our numbers in these 2 columns end up being very similar to that of the trips. I'm labeling by 2's, and you can do the same. Great. Now we're ready to plot our points. Let's go ahead and plot the points for Plan 1. When we look at our table, our coordinates for Plan 1 would be 0, 10. 0 along the x-axis and 10 along the y. To plot 0, 10, that would look like 0, 10. And we'd put a big dot. Our next is 2, 11. We'd go 2 and up 11. You notice this one is halfway between 2 grid lines. Make sure that you put it halfway between 2 grid lines. Our next is 4, 12. 6, 13. 8, 14. 10, 15, 12, 16, and go ahead and complete that until you get to the bottom. 14, 17, 16, 18, 18, 19, and 20. Okay, that was for Plan 1. I'm going to indicate this line with a black marker. To plot the points for Plan 2, I'm going to switch colors. You do not need to switch colors, but I'm going to do it just so you can see it clearly. Now our coordinates, we're not using the ones right here for Plan 1. We're going to use this for our x-axis and this side for our y. So we start with 0, 0. 2, 2. 4, 4. 6, 6. And go ahead and continue all the way. 8, 8. 10, 10. 12, 12. 14, 14. 16, 16. 18, 18. And 20, 20. I'm going to indicate this with a pink line. Now you might be noticing that these two lines intersect at 20, 20. Take a moment to complete your chart. Your graph rather, sorry. And then let's look at the question below. Which Planet Fitness plan is the best deal for Spencer? Defend your answer with specific examples. When we look at our table, we notice that Plan B, or Plan number 2, is cheaper the entire way until we get to our 20th visit, which means that in 1 month, if I go to the gym, Spencer, if I go to the gym less than 20 times, my plan is cheaper with Plan 2 than with Plan 1. So I would say Plan number 2 is the best deal as long as Spencer visits Planet Fitness less than 20 times. I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I don't know if I've ever been to the gym 20 times in 1 month. So I think that Plan number 2 would be my best bet. Make sure that my paper looks like yours. Great. We're going to start a new video for the next question.